Yo, what's up, guys? Alfio's on here, and today we are back. Yes, we are back after a long pause that I've been taking for a vacation. So I wanted to get back to you for a special video on the Underused Snake Draft Team Tournament that happened just a few weeks ago. In fact, it's still going on. It's currently in the semifinal tiebreak, I think. So yeah, unfortunately, me and my team were not able to get into the playoff, which was kind of unexpected, but sometimes it's just how it goes. But yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of recap on this team tournament. I really enjoyed playing it. Team was super fun. Managers were awesome. Thank you, Cam and Mansell, also for picking me once again. You did an amazing job, and the ambience on into the Discord was insane as well. So yeah, I wanted to after a little bit of delay to just get back into this game. It was an unusual tier that I was playing, the Oras Underused. It was a tier that I only played once during the Underused Farm Premier League, which happened like maybe 1 or 2 months ago. No, sorry, 2 months ago, yeah. And I really enjoyed it, so I was kind of surprised to be picked and placed into that tier again. But I wanted to, of course, to perform well, and also you always want to just honor the guys that picked you and that put confidence in you. So let's get into it. We have 7 games for of course, the 7 weeks that happened, and we'll see how it goes. So here we are for the week 1 game. I'm facing off Chaitana. So this game was the so it was a team that I wanted to bring again. I was really confident in playing it. Also, we kind of didn't have a dedicated builder for that tier, so we were like, oh yeah, let's just reuse something that we used that I used, sorry, in the Underused Farm Premier League, and as well it was. I think the team works pretty well. So Chaitanya is a player that already played a lot of RSUU. So basically, it was a very good challenge for week 1. So the team is based around Snorlax, of course, the slow setup that we all know. You have defensive Seismitoad, you have special defense Escav, you have the always good Crobat Pivot, Mega Sceptile, which is always a big threat, and also the Cleric Florge that is always very useful. So let's get into the game. So I'm gonna lead with my Seismitoad to put my rocks. I think it's very valuable. They are gonna be afraid of the EQ or the Scald. I'm gonna pivot to my Snorlax just to not get some bad crit or something. I'll pivot. I'll try to fish for Para already. Seismitoad is gonna come back. Nothing to be scared for Aggron, but rocks are gonna be up, which is unfortunately. So I'm gonna go back to my Escav into the Whimsicott. They are gonna try to pick me. So I think they play safe since they don't really know me. I'm gonna go straight for the Megorn, just in case. I'll try to SD on the Agron, so because they don't do me anything. But I think that I think I switched out because I think that I don't have the restock set with that Escav, so that's why I wanted to play safe. I'm gonna read the Whimsicott switch in and go for the Toxic. I'm gonna read as well again the Giga Drain, I think. Yeah, the Giga Drain. So Whimsicott is gonna go back. Toxic is gonna be very valuable. So Mega Horn miss, unfortunately, but on Mienshao it's not that bad because they can regen. Knock off on the itemless Crobat, which is always good. Roost, I'll be able to go straight to Snorlax. Good read from my opponent. So Snorlax can body slam Parafish once again. I get it on the second try, which is pretty decent. Start to curse. I thought that my opponent would try to stay, but no. So Crobat is always very free. I can roost pretty comfortably. So now try to toxic this Slowking on the future site or Psyshock. So Psyshock works fine. I'll be able to go to my Florge to try to heal my teammates. So we'll see the Whimsicott coming back. Wish pretty easily. Go back to Escav. Nothing to be scared of. So slowly but surely, we see that the Whimsicott is kind of annoying, and but with the Toxicon, it's gonna be really good. So Toxic Spike will also be a big problem here. As we can see, I only have 2 resist. Let's say it like this. So Escav and Crobat. I'll need to defog at some point before I get my most of my Pokemon in, because Florge cannot aromatherapy everything. So I'm gonna rest just to play safe. Go back to Florge. So yeah, I'll need to take the HJK plus rocks plus poison. I'll be able to synthesis because I wasn't sure it was locked. So U-turn. I'll be able to aromatherapy. No, synthesis twice. Okay, that's fine. Now time to go back to Snorlax. Heart power doesn't do that much. So Sludge Wave, Sleep Talk, Rest, unfortunately. Heart power, I'm going to Body Slam, yeah. Get the body Slam, which is nice. I'll try to keep my Snorlax, or at least as a sack. So my Sysmetode is pretty free here. I don't need to take. I can take any one hit from Mienshao since it's probably assaulted. So the U-turn, go to Whimsicott. I'm gonna Scald, and at that point, I think I wanted to just sack the Seismitoad. So yeah, the U-turn, go to Hydreigon. So Scald, I get the burn, which is fortunate for me. So they are going to U-turn, I stay in, going to Slowking, try and knock off. I get a lot of value of my Seismitoad here because I just wanted to die and they try to pivot around it, and I'm able to get the knock on Slowking, get the burn on Hydreigon, and kill the Seismitoad, which is pretty valuable. So Hydreigon comes in. Florge is going to be able to synthesis. I think I knew that I was able to live Flash Cannon from Scarf, which was nice. Good pivot from my opponent. I need to get it. Fortunately for me, I dodged the item kick, so Crobat was able to live barely, but that allows me to have a free defog. So it's gonna roost. I'm gonna roost. Sorry, trying to fish for the para. So unfortunately, I don't get it. So it compensates for the Mienshao item kick miss, kind of. I'm able to rest on the Agron being slower, which is always nice. HJK plus poison from Mienshao. I'm able to, uh, to aromatherapy, which is the best thing. I also could really hear, I think, from me, in my opinion, that the turn before. So I just synthesis. I just aromatherapy. Sorry, I'm low in health. Normally, Escav is the best switch into it. So probably Mienshao doubling. So I read this. I'm able to synthesis up, which is always nice. I'm able also to wish, try to heal some of my teammates. No, sorry, synthesis on that turn. Yeah, makes sense. Escav on the rocks, Mienshao. So Escav, U-turn, predicting the Florge. So Ironhead, that's fine. Toxic on Slowking. So the Scald, fortunately for me, no burn. Knockoff, getting rid of the Slowking is always nice. So Hydreigon is gonna come back. I'll just try to play safe at that point. Wish into Escav. Mienshao coming back, but that's fine. I'll go back to Florge. So without the poison, I'm pretty fine. I can do almost everything I want. So going back to the scav, Chite is gonna make some pretty good double. Props to them. So just speeding up a little bit because we have a lot of the same turns that happened a couple of turns ago. So on that turn, I tried to take the Min Chao on the switch, but unfortunately it don't get. And at that turn, so it was it's a key turn because here the aggron is pretty low. Yin Chao on the other hand was full because of regenerator, of course, and the assault vest. So I could have tried to set up on the aggron, but it was very likely that the aggron stays in because if I put 2 curse up, I straight up win. And if Mian Chao doesn't hard, I can live +1 HJK from Assault Vest as well. So I tried to body slam the Mian Chao on the switch. I can live 1 non-boosted HJK and kill the Mian Chao in return because it's not max attack, which I was able to deduce from the way you played it. So now Hydreigon is pretty low. Escav coming back, no flinch, unfortunately for me, of course. And now it's gonna be the game because I flinch, but the Mega Sceptile as the HP Fire. So that was, I think, a pretty good game to start off. Nothing too axy, I think, in all this game. Maybe the HJK miss, but I think that we saw Crobat was taking like 14 or 15% from HJK, so it was able to live. He probably should have. Oh, sorry. He probably should have just knock at that point. So I start off with a 1-0. Fortunately for me, I start on the on a good spot. So let's get into the game 2. So for game 2, I'll be facing off versus a pretty strong opponent. Will be again Bush Tush, one of my fellow Canadian. A pretty tough matchup that I was expecting. So let's see how it goes. I'm loading a team. Granted, I think it was from a replay from Pack. If I don't make a mistake, Pack is like the god of Orasuyu, so we kind of inspired from this. Loading with 2 water types, which in Orasuyu, for those who don't know, Scald is still 12% in Gen 6. Sorry, Burn is still 12% per turn in Gen 6, and there's a lot of water types in Horas UU, so the spam of Scald is pretty useful to wear down the opposing team. As we see in the Bush Tush team, the 2 same water types, Empoleon and Seismitoad, 2 very good Pokemon. So on my hand, I have the Choice Band Entei, which will be the main attraction of the team. Scarf Hydreigon, always nice. Florge and Crobat, standard team as we all expect. On the other hand, the Metchamp can be very problematic for my team because in Horas it's played with the Assault Vest, and it can have access to Heavy Slam to just to wreck the Florge. And if I lose my Florge, the game is gonna be really tough. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna. It's kind of funny because I just want to show you. Bush just saying, "Bro, I'm high as fuck," because this guy was probably drinking or something during or before the game. Well, that's Pokemon moment. So we'll be leading both with our Crobat just to anti-lead the other Pokemon. My Crobat is with Super Fang, which works perfectly versus the opposing Crobat. I'm able to roost on the switch up because they were in range of Brave Bird, of course. Getting a Super Fang on the Empoleon is very useful as well. I get burned, but that's not the end of the world. I'm able to get the U-turn, going to my Entei to try to pressure the opposing team, and unfortunately, Sacred Fire is 95% accuracy, so, and also 50% to burn, which was very likely to happen, but whatever, it happens. I'll go to my aromatherapy floors to get the burn off of Crobat. I'll be able to pivot to my Seismitoad. Good play for my opponent to catch the Celebi, to catch my Seismitoad with their Celebi. Seismitoad going back to Hydreigon. So Bush is playing very well in this early game. I'm being pressured a lot. So we'll see what is the set of Machamp. So as I expected, a Solvus with no guard, dynamic punch, and everything. I'm a scout for the Heavy Slam. I'm getting knocked off. Sorry. I'll go with the Toxic, which I think is pretty valuable on Machamp. So here we'll get the Scald, and fortunately for me, I get the burn on the Mega Absol, which is pretty nice. It's going to yeah, so I get the confusion. So I think it's not very equivalent, but kind of. So Florge coming back. I get knocked off, but I'll be able to Synthesis plus Aromatherapy, getting a huge a huge amount of HP and status. So here Celebi Nasty Plot is pretty scary, but what we can see usually when you are Nasty Plot Celebi is that you have Nasty Plot, Recover, Psychic, and Earth Power. So as you can see, my Hydreigon completely walls that Celebi. So that's what I was banking on, because if you see in the other team, there's no Cleric. So that means that Celebi needs to be able to heal itself, and doesn't have Heat Wave. So I'm able to wish my Crobat, and the Bush just knows it that then I'll be able to pivot into my Hydreigon. So they'll be going to their Empoleon. I'm gonna be able to defog. So that's always nice. So once again, I can pivot back to my Florge. Sorry. At that point, I'm pretty sure that they don't have EV Slam, and they mostly have Stone Edge for Crobat. So my Florge is pretty free. So Crobat going for the Super Fang, trying to lower as much as possible the Empoleon, and Empoleon onto my own Empoleon, Scald. So I'm able to defog. So I'm trying to Scald burn the opposing Empoleon, because if I do that, I'm gonna be in a really good spot. Fortunately for me, they don't burn, but I think that with my Florge, it's kind of not a big matter. I'm able to knock off this Seismitoad on rocks. I'm able to wish my my own Empoleon. So they are gonna roar. Sorry, I didn't think it was this turn. So yeah, a good play from Bushtush to try to prevent the Empoleon to get healed up. So I'm trying to just lower the Empoleon with some really passive Moonblast. So yeah, here what I do is I know that they are gonna roar. I'm gonna attack, so so I'm able to heal. Fortunately for me, the good Empoleon, so it could have been another Pokemon, but you know. So defog. I'm gonna play aggressive. No, not that turn. Sorry. So once again, I'm able to Synthesis, Wish. Wish plus Synthesis, yeah. So the Roar going to Entei, which was perfect, because the Wish is gonna proc, going back to full, and now I'm going to pressure the opposing. So Sacred Fire number 1. There goes the Absol. Seismitoad is gonna come back. I'm gonna go for straight up the Skull Burn, because the Sacred Fire Burn. I needed to chip the Seismitoad to get it lower at some point, because I cannot Skull Burn it. Yeah. So Florge is gonna come back. I'm able to wish. So that's perfect for me. Empoleon is gonna roar, I think. No, Scald. So Skull Burn, not a big deal. I'm going back to Empoleon on the Skull. So defog. nasty plot. I'm gonna read it. I'm going to the knockoff, get rid of the leftovers, pivot back to my iDragon on the Psychic. So as I said earlier, yeah, they don't have 8 wave or some way to pass the iDragon. So iDragon, Machamp. I'm gonna read a double switch, trying to catch something, but Machamp is a really good stop to it. Dynamic Punch, trying to read the Crobat, or sorry, the Florge, and try to confuse it. I don't have Brave Bird on that team, so on that Crobat, so that's why I switched out, basically. So Dynamic Punch. Machamp is going to die, fortunately for me. I'm still confused though, so I need to be careful. I didn't want to risk it. So Empoleon is gonna come back on Crobat, which is pretty fine. And now I think, yeah, I knocked off, but that's whatever. Bush is gonna make some good play, trying to read me scalding on the Seismitoad, and they're gonna play fine. I'm gonna get catch, I think 2 times, so they're gonna U-turn into the Seismitoad. I scald as they as they pivot. That was bad for me, yeah. So, I remember my teammate going wild in our team chat that I was playing really badly on that sequence, but you know, it happens. So Synthesis on my part. So I'm going to Armaturgy, healing me. So Scald, Wish, Synthesis up. They are gonna pressure me. Going back to Empo, trying to if I can get a burn on that Empoleon, that would be huge, but you know, it doesn't happen yet. So I'm gonna defog. I'm gonna read the Brave Bird, going for a Scald. No, for the knockoff. Oh yeah. So and there goes the second time that I get read. So going to Seismitoad, yeah, well, it happens. So I'm gonna stay in, trying to knock to death the Seismitoad. At that point, I know I just want this Seismitoad to be dead. So I'm gonna defog until the very end. And so they are gonna try to put rocks, and I'm just gonna defog away. So they're gonna die, and my Empoleon is still alive, so that's fine. Once again, I'm gonna read the Celebi to go back. Huge knockoff on the Empoleon. Now I just need to get it burned, and finally I get it. So that's pretty much over at that point. So we're just gonna speed up. That's it. Empoleon is gonna die, which is fine. Celebi is gonna go down. Crobat is gonna go down. So I think that I've been a little bit lucky with no burn on Empoleon. Even if I had Aromatherapy, it would have forced me to do it a little bit more often. But I think that overall, I played fine. Toxic the Machamp was pretty good because it could have been a huge threat to my team. And I read some good doubles as well, and I'm pretty happy about it. So starting off 2-0 in that tournament, that was pretty huge. I'm really happy about it. And let's get to the game 3. So game 3, we'll be facing off with against Scale. So this team again, we where did we find it? So in team tournament, it's always the thing of finding teams, because most of the time you are put in tiers that you don't really know or that you don't always build. So you need to find teams. And my teammates Ariana found this team. No, sorry, it was Expulso. Yeah, Expulso found this team, and it was pretty nice until you see what happens. It was really fun, and we talked about it and we laughed about it a lot after the game. So it's again screen setup teams that we have in front. It's gonna be really tough to not get overwhelmed. The key here is gonna be to put toxic spikes as soon as possible. But as you can see, there's an SP on. So how to find a way to put toxic spike, that's we are going to see. On my end, we have the Mega Aero, which will be really useful. Cobalion is always fine. The Mandibuzz and Slowking are kind of the anti-cheese sets. It's the standard on Mandibuzz, but Slow King is played with Dragon Tail to remove the slow setup sweepers like Espeon, for example. So we'll get into the game. So we have the lead Aerodactyl. I was afraid of leading with Thunder Wave, so I decided to switch to my Rose Raid, which is kind of problematic, and we'll see later. It's because in Gen 6, if the turn that you Mega Evolve, you still get the speed of your normal form. So let's say for Aerodactyl, it's 394. But if I Mega Evolve, I turn into 430. Yeah, 430 or no, 438, I think, at max speed. So that is huge because I needed to Mega Evolve for later in the game. But we'll see what happened. So Yuxi is gonna go for the double screens, and I was like, okay, so only the reflect was set. Is not gonna go directly to Espeon because if Espeon takes a Sludge Bomb, it's gonna take like 70% or something like this without boost. So without boost. So I decided to put my first T-Spikes up. So, and now they're gonna pivot back to Espeon as I expected. I go for the Sludge Bomb, trying to get some damage on the Espeon. Going to Mandibuzz, I was trying to just waste some turns and I think U-turn. Yeah, U-turn. I'm gonna proc the Keyberry, but that's fine. I know I can go on into my Slowking, take anyone it, and just go for the Dragon Tail. So here goes back the Espeon, which was the biggest threat, basically, the biggest threat. I'm gonna Dragon Tail crit, but yeah, I think that was fine. So I'm going to just Future Sight for some damage. Yawn, it's all good. I wanted to prevent it for doing some shenanigans and being able to set up other stuff. I'll be going straight to my Mandibuzz, not risking anything. Foul play just to waste turns. I'm going to foul play the Espeon once again. I think U-turn on that turn. Yeah, that was really bad. That crit was really bad. So Espeon is gonna go down. Rose Raid in front of Yuxi. I'll be going for the Sludge Bomb. No, for the second T-Spike. Yeah, that was pretty huge for the Slurp Off. Basically, yeah. So Slurp Off is gonna come here. I'm going to Roost, and even after Reflect, Foul Play is gonna do a ton of damage to Slurp Off. 43%. It's Resist plus Reflect, and hopefully for me, there was 2 T-Spikes up. So Slurp Off is just gonna go down, and they didn't Drain Punch or something. So now here, first misbuild. So on my Nidoqueen, I was afraid of Jellicent in front or bulky water, so I decided to bring T-Bolt on my Nidoqueen. And Nidoqueen Life Orb Sheer Force, even under Light Screen, sorry, is gonna do a ton of damage to Gyarados. But as we can see, I'm not Sheer Force, and yeah, so Expulso made a misbuild. So I was poison point on my Nidoqueen. So and that did 0 to to Gyarados. So unfortunately, my Nidoqueen is gonna go down, and Gyarados is gonna get +2. So Manibose is gonna come here, and yes, for sure, I get flinched onto Mandibuzz. So it's not good. It's not looking good. So we have a +1, +3, +1 Gyarados in front of my team, and I don't know yet what is the last move of a Gyarados. It can be Ice Fang, it can be Bounce, it can be Crunch. So let's see what I can do after. I decide to go to my Slowking, and what? Second problem. My Slowking is not Regenerator. It's Oblivious. Fuck. I'm kind of in a problem right now because I didn't even realize on that turn that I was not the good ability. I thought I was much low in health before, and that I regen at 55, and that I needed to go to another Pokemon to get back to like 85% and tank the crunch with the Colbur Berry and being able to Dragon Tail. So, but I didn't realize it on that turn because I was kind of low in timer, so I was thinking fast, and so I tried to pivot back to my Aerodactyl, and fortunately for me, Gyarados is bounce, and I'm able to live with 9%, and also that Gyarados was adamant. So that's what we I was talking at the very beginning. So Mega Aerodactyl is 438, and Gyarados adamant at +1 is only like is only 390 or something like this, like very like just 1 or 2 points in speed below the 394 speed of normal Aerodactyl. So I was pretty lucky on that one, but I think that compensates the misbuild part that my friend gave me. So I'm able to just crunch, just try to waste some turns, not getting some free turns to Swampert. DD from Axorus, but doesn't matter. It's gonna die to the poison and the life orb damage. So Rose Raid in front of Yuxi. Yuxi is gonna Memento, but even at -2, Giga Drain from Rose Raid is gonna do a ton to Mega Swampert. Mega Swampert is gonna try to Rain Dance, not enough to kill directly the Rose Raid. EQ, Shuka Berry on Cobalion, and it's gonna be the game next turn. So really fun game that happened. Pretty unexpected, but you know sometimes that's just the way it goes. And thanks to Expulso, I love you, man. And we'll get into the game 4. So game 4, we are versus Floss. So Floss, I think that Floss is not really used to Oras UU, but obviously it's a very talented player. I think that they are normally playing the monotype. They also won the most recent RU Open, which proved that they can be really good in many tiers. So in this game, I wanted to bring Jellicent, which I thought that could be really useful versus Floss, versus Anti-Cheese. The rest of the team, kind of standard. We have the always very good Nidoking. This thing is a threat to some bulkier team. Florge, always nice into balance. Scarf Hydreigon, Mega Aggron with the Curse set, and the Crobat to complete the balance team. So let's get into the game. And on the other side, sorry, always need to be careful and try to see what is the set of the Minchao and the Hydreigon, because the all other four Pokemon are pretty obvious on what they do. So Slowking as a pivot, Florge, Cleric, Tentacruel, Ace, Spin, Toxic Spike, something like this, and the Rocker for the Steelix. So you need to identify which one is the Scarf, which one is the Life Orb or the Assault Vest, and whatever. So let's get into the game. I'm gonna lead straight up with my Nidoking, try to pressure the team. Nidoking, I'm gonna go back to Florge on the Draco Meteor. So it's pretty good here. I'm gonna go back to my Jellicent on the Slowking. I'm able to Toxic Slowking, which is really useful. So I have the future sight in top of my head. I'm gonna predict the Hydreigon, going back to my Hydreigon again to take the future sight. Pretty good pivoting from me in this early game. U-turn on the Forge coming in. So I'm really going good this time. So Stealth Rock on the Slowking coming in. Always nice to get them. Now I'm going to Sludge Wave into the future sight coming in, and also reading the Tentacruel coming in. So Hurt Power, down it goes for the Tentacruel. Like, it's a very good 10 turns, 10 first turn from me, I think. Another good read. At that point, I still don't know what is the set of Hydreigon, because it can be Specs, it can be Scarf, it can be Life Orb. Yes, it did to a Draco Meteor, but no damage were taken, so it doesn't reveal Life Orb yet if it is. So Florge, come back, so is able to just Wish, or no, double to Mega Aggron. Yeah, I'm trying to, I was, yeah, because on that turn I was trying to see if it was locked. If it wasn't, because let's say it Life Orb, Flash Cannon, it could have been a little problematic for my Florge, because my Florge is a little bit of physical defense, not all invested in special defense. So I was trying to see if it was locked or not. So Mega Aggron versus Mega Steelix. I'm gonna try to Curse because I already have my rocks up. So Curse second time. And also we see that the Slowking is already pretty low. I'm gonna Heavy Slam once. Yeah, Heavy Slam once. Too much damage for Slowking to taking it. And Slowking is gonna Dragon Tail, but die into the process. So down goes the Slowking. Hydreigon is gonna come back. So that's pretty fine. Down 6-4 into my opponent. So I'm gonna go back to my Crobat because I don't know what is the set yet of Minchao. It sounds like it can be the Scarf, but we don't know yet. So Mega Steelix come back. Good read from my opponent, trying to Toxic the Jellicent. Good play from them. I'm gonna go with the Hydreigon. Scald. I don't get the burn yet, no. So that's it. I'm gonna try to read. Yeah. So on that game, on that turn, I was trying to read the U-turn from the Hydreigon. I was like, okay, maybe it's Scarf Hydreigon plus Assault Vest Minchao. I'm gonna read the U-turn and try to recover. But unfortunately, we see that it's Life Orb, Iron Tail, Hydreigon. So good prep from my opponent. They saw that I liked a lot the Florge, and that sets. As you can see, it's a huge threat for my team because Jellicent can take one Dark Pulse because of the Colbur Berry. Crobat outspeed, but it's gonna be really low and cannot one-shot the Hydreigon if it's kind of healthy. Mega Aggron takes a 45%, I think, from Life Orb Dark Pulse. Florge always also takes a lot. So yeah, so we'll see how I'll be able to pivot around it. But this set is a big threat. So pivot back to Aggron. So Roost from Hydreigon. Also, it can heal itself, so that's pretty bad. So Heavy Slam, trying to lower down the Hydreigon. Unfortunately, too much damage for me to take on. Roost, good read from my opponent, reading the U-turn. Well played for them. At that point, I wanted to just sack the Jellicent, I think, but they are going to Iron Tail. I'm gonna read the Roost and try to Toxic. No, recover. So no, it's on that turn that I tried to Toxic. No, not yet. Well, maybe I should have watched the game before. Florge, I know that it has Iron Tail, so I need to be careful, but I was out of range of it. So Synthesis, going back to Mega Aggron. So here, Earthquake, I'm able to rest here. Yeah, rest. But still, the Hydreigon is a big threat. I need to be careful. It's gonna Floss is gonna make some very good read. Iron Tail once, Iron Tail 2. Fortunately for them, they didn't miss the Iron Tail, which has 75% accuracy. So Hydreigon going for the U-turn. I get the good read here. Nidoking, and now I need to put back the pressure on. So Mienshao is gonna knock, but I know that I can take any one hits and Sludge Wave go down the Mienshao. This was huge. So here, Hydreigon is gonna come back onto the Dark Pulse Colbur Berry, which is fine. They are gonna Roost, and I'm gonna try to Toxic the Hydreigon. Unfortunately for me, I missed Toxic. So yeah, that was pretty bad. It happens. That's Pokemon. Whatever. So here I'll be going back to my Hydreigon. I'll be going for the U-turn into the Steelix Mega. I get the prediction right. Nidoking is gonna come back, and now there goes the also a 50-50. Good read from myself, I think, and directly for the Ice Beam, and down goes the Hydreigon. and there goes the game as well, because Mega Aggron just wins instantly. So Steelix, Brave Bird, Crobat with the Skyplate is gonna kill the remaining Pokemon, and down goes the Forge, down goes the Steelix Mega, and yeah, that's gonna be game. So 4-0, pretty good start. I'm really happy about how I played in these first 4 weeks, and I also this game was in 3 parts. So we saw that the first 15 turns, I was like predicting everything from my opponent. I was playing very sharp, but after that we have a sequence of like another 15 turns that my opponent was taking back on me, and that I was really trying to deal with this Hydreigon that was a huge threat. And after this, we get the last maybe 10 turns that I just came back and getting the pressure on, removing the Mienshao, and yeah, so very happy about it ended. And let's go to the fifth game. So fifth game, we are facing against Ayaka, I think, or Gondra, which which is also a really good player. They already played a good amount of Oras UU. This time I wanted to I didn't hyper offense this tournament, so I wanted to bring it at least once. And we also, it was the beginning of the Oras UU Cup for the Oras for the Underused Classic tournament. So we saw some replays, and we saw that team. So we decided to take it, and it seemed really fun to play. Which and we saw in the future weeks that many people played that team, which became like a meme in the UU Discord. So the team is based around a double suicide lead. You have Frostlass with the spikes and Crocodile with the taunt rocks. And after you got Belladrum Slurpuff, Dragon Dance, Gyarados, Doublade for the spin blocker, and Insect Plate Venomoth, which is the star of this team in my opinion. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna read the lead with the Rhyperior to try to anti-lead my Froslass with a Rock Blast, and also to put their own rocks. So I'm gonna read the switch out, going with my rocks, because they were going to read the taunt, and me going for rocks was very valuable, since it will go a long time for a Mandibuzz, for Durant. The Durant also needs to be chipped a little bit for Slurpuff at +6 with Drain Punch to kill, which will be a huge point in that game. We will see it later. So here, Mienshao is going to come back. I'm going to go to Frostlass. Maybe I could have stayed in, but you know. So here, Frostlass, I'm going to read the non-rocks, sorry, the sorry, I was it's a 50-50, you know, so maybe I was lucky, maybe I read them, but you know, so I decided to taunt first to prevent rocks, because I think that they would try to at least rocks once in that game, because it's very useful for them to rocks for Gyarados and Venomoth in particular. So I'm gonna taunt plus Destiny Bond, getting the read right, and down goes the Rhyperior, which was a big threat to my team. So here I'm gonna read the U-turn, going for the EQ, just one shot the Rose Raid, which was pretty nice. Mienshao is gonna come back. I'm gonna go to my Doublade. Maybe that was a misplay, but happens. So here I don't have any good switch into Will-O-Wisp. I decided to go with my Venomoth. So here, it was a 50-50, but I get the prediction wrong. Maybe I should have just start to set up as much as I can, because now the defog is free from Mandibuzz, and that's unfortunate. I'm able to Quiver Dance second turn, I think. Yeah, Quiver Dance. They are going to U-turn, and that's on me, because probably I should have just chip it to get it below a 50%, so it's in range of Gyarados. that could have been useful because on my attacking moves are Bug Buzz and Giga Drain into this Venomoth, Psychic. So Bug Buzz and Psychic, so I cannot heal myself. So I'm on a timer right now, and that's very unfortunate. That's the point of that game, and unfortunately, we'll see that Venomoth is not gonna do that much. So here, good play from my opponent. Tried to stall me. Maybe I should have Sleep Powder, but I risked hit going back to uh, to Mandibuzz. But even if they did that, that was good for me because I wanted to chip as much as possible the Mandibuzz, which was the biggest threat of this team. So Jelly is gonna sleep once. I'm able to Bug Buzz once, sleep two, and I'm only being able to kill one Pokemon with it, which is really bad. Croc. Here, a second 50-50. I need to put my rocks back up because, as I said, I need to chip Durant at least a little bit. And now I made a misplay because my opponent is never gonna HJK, is never gonna U-turn. Sorry, because if they U-turn, they don't kill me, and I put rocks up, so they are for sure gonna go with the HJK. And me, I didn't lose anything by going to Doublade because knockoff is gonna do like what, maybe 35% or something like this, and if they U-turn, I have a free I can SD until they kill me, and I get my rocks up again for that turn. So that was, I think, in my opinion, the best play because now they are gonna HJK. I lose my Crocodile. I have a free setup with Slurpuff, but as I said, unfortunately, Durant is just gonna come short of dying. Plus, is no miss from Ironhead, which was pretty unfortunate, and I still have a chance to win because we see here Gyarados, Dragon Dance. We see also Waterfall. The foul play is not gonna kill, and I have another chance to win, but uh, my opponent knows it as well. But at that point, I was kind of sad about myself, and I played a little bit too fast because here my opponent is never gonna risk Mandibuzz to get flinch, because if it gets flinch, then the blade just wins. So they are gonna just let die Durant, and if I DD'd on that turn, it was game. It was over. I won. But I played just too fast, and I was like, when I killed the Durant, I was like, oh fuck, I just misplayed, and that's it. It's gonna be the game. So I lose. But whatever it happens, I made some misplays. I know where are my misplays and why I lost. Simple as this. So that's the key of just going back over these games. So for still a pretty good record. We'll still sad to not be in a perfect strike, but it happens. You cannot win them all. So let's get into the next game. So the sixth game, I'll be playing against Santu, and yeah, as you can see, it's the same team. I wanted to I wanted to give a second chance, sorry, to that team because I knew it could. It's a good team. It's hyper offense. I love hyper offense, and as well, I made some adjustment on that team. I put flamethrower onto Slurpuff, which has a decent special attack, and unboosted Slurpuff kills Trent from full. So that's nice. Venomoth is going to be played with Giga Drain, and also I put Stone Edge onto my Gyarados to being able to hit to kill Mandibuzz at +1 after rocks. So that was the point that I wanted to adjust while facing Santu. Santu is probably into the top 3 player of Oras UU. I was really waiting for that game, and I think that it was pretty fine for it. So let's get into the game. So Rose Raid into Frostlass. I'm just gonna taunt first. They're gonna read me. Happens. It's all right. I'm gonna spike once. They're gonna leave Storm, and you know what happens when you see an opportunity. Venomoth is gonna come. Quiver Dance once. I think it's I'll just try to quiver dance 2 because I thought at that point that it would read something else, but I sleep powder, and doesn't really matter because as I said, I have Giga Drain, so I don't care really much. So Venomoth is gonna come back. I can easily Quiver Dance on Rose Raid all day, so I don't. It doesn't matter to me. So down goes the first Minchao. Minchao was Assault Vest in that game that they told me, and down it goes. Venomoth is gonna clean in almost like in 9 turns. Down goes the game, and Venomoth is a huge threat with Tinted Lens, so that's it. So I'm pretty happy about how it went. Even with the burn, Santu told in the chat, yeah, I could have just tried to pivot around it and take it and force it to take more damage. But as I said, I have Giga Drain, so Jelly is giving me back some HP. Steelix is taking me some HP. Mienshao and Aerodactyl are giving me HP. So only Rose Raid and Hydreigon were not giving me some HP, but both just invite Bug Buzz. So whatever in my head. So 5-1, pretty good. Let's get into the game and see if I can clutch for the final week of the regular season. So last game we are playing against Ninja. So Ninja, really a good friend of mine, a top player. This guy is doing an insane job in whatever he plays. Right now he just did 10-0 into the official double small golden tournament. This guy is fire. So pretty happy to face him. I wanted to also change a little bit on my stakes of what I use usually. I bring Mega Absol, Virizion, and Doublade in a balanced team. The usual double water core, Crobat. We don't change a good team. On the other end, we have the Suicune, which can be a really good threat if I lose my Seismitoad. Florge is gonna be also troubling. We saw how Hydreigon can be a pain, but I don't have a cleric on that team, so sorry. So even if they prep for Florge, I don't have it. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna lead with the with my Seismito, trying to get my rocks up. I'm gonna read the sorry. I'm gonna put my rocks as soon as possible, but I don't care about being toxic. I'm gonna try to Scald Burn the Crobat because I don't care about being toxic because I have refresh on that Seismito. I'm not gonna reveal it right now because I know that they are gonna try um, to lower me as much as possible because that's their game plan for Suicune. So I'm gonna Skull Burn the Hydreigon, which is not a pain because they have Florge. I'm gonna read the U-turn here, and I hit them with Signal Beam, which is a very cool deck. I'm gonna hit the Suicune as well, and Empoleon is played with Roar as we saw earlier. I'm just gonna roar out the Suicune for the Suicune. For the Crobat coming in, I'm gonna Scald as well. I gotta be careful, of course, about the pressure PP, but it's not a huge deal for now. Scald is incoming. I'm gonna heal back, and it's now that I reveal that I have refresh. I think. Yeah, so refresh. Very nice move. Not a lot of Pokemon have it, but it's really nice. I'm gonna Scald into the Crobat, getting the burn finally. I'll be able to just put my rocks, I think. No, refresh straight away. Yeah. Okay. So next, Forage coming in on the rocks. Good thing. Toxic Miss, which is not ideal, but the aromatherapy, but so whatever. Toxic again. Will try to lower me with the Moonblast. That hurts. I'll be going back to Doublade. Doublade is not gonna appreciate the Florge, but I can easily try to attack a little bit. Oh no, sorry, not that turn. Seismitoad onto the Nidoqueen. That's fine. Scald once again. I'm gonna read the Calm Mind and go for the Toxic, which is gonna force the Suicune at some point to rest. So Calm Mind, and now I'm gonna pivot back to my Suicune, to my Susmito, getting the Scald. They are gonna rest on that turn to not get too much low. I take it as an opportunity to go into Virizion. Unfortunately, I don't get the right predict for Crobat. I reveal my Life Orb, which is okay. They're gonna T-Spike. T-Spike are gonna be annoying, but I can defog at some point. So sorry. So Scald into the Roar. Sorry, defog into my Empoleon plus the roar on the sorry the Seismitoad coming back to put back my rocks up as soon as possible to continue to pressure. I was already back at full health, so due to the anticipation earlier, Forge is just gonna try to aromatherapy its teammate. So Suicune, Ironhead, that's fine. Seismitoad free. I am able to Toxic and getting HP back, so I don't care. So Crobat, nothing much. I'm gonna try to fish for Scald again. I don't get it. That's fine. Toxic into the Empoleon, which is fine. I'm gonna get the Scald crit burn, but you know it's just more Ruse PP. Nidoqueen is gonna be back. I'm gonna try to Scald it. Florge getting back. That's fine. Aromatherapy. I'll roar out the Florge so it doesn't make too much stuff. Agron. I'm gonna try to Scald Burn. I don't get it, unfortunately. Huge Earthquake from Agron. So maybe it doesn't. A good read, in fact, from Ninja. So trying to rocks after. Good point. I'm gonna Toxic the Florge coming in. Going back to my Empoleon, try to get some health back. So here, so that's it. Aromatherapy. I'm gonna roar out the Florge, trying to prevent it from going too high in HP. Calm Mind. I'm gonna Toxic the Hydreigon on the switch. That's fine for me. They are gonna Roost. So it was either a Dark Pulse or a Roost in my opinion, and at worst a U-turn, but I take kind of comfortably the U-turn. So Hydreigon, I'm gonna take that for a Stone Edge here. Once again, I wanted to take the Crobat. I don't get it, and here I have another option. So basically, my main switch in is Seismitoad. So Agron with Earthquake and Heavy Slam is doing me at maximum like 30-35%. So I'm pretty comfortable staying in at least once. My CC is not gonna kill it due to filter, so it's gonna do procs like 35, no sorry, 42% or something like this. So I knew that I can take one in. At worst, I'm gonna synthesis, and and my opponent was very likely to at some point maybe switch to Crobat. So I decided to go for another Stone Edge, and fortunately for me, I hit the Stone Edge, and that is huge. So this there goes down the Crobat. I go to my Empoleon. Empoleon is gonna go down. Good read from Ninja, so that's okay. Absol is gonna come. Absol, huge threat into the team right now because Forge is low in HP, so big knockoff once, big knockoff two. Here down goes the Forge, and now Hagron. I'm just going to burn it because I know that there's no more cleric, so I'm gonna protect, stall some turns. I wasn't sure that they would stay in. Maybe I was trying to, I don't know. Maybe I should have gone for the Seismitoad, but that's fine. So Crobat coming onto the Nidoqueen, I can just easily U-turn. Nidoqueen now is in range of Leaf Blade from Virizion because it does approx 40% to Nidoqueen, and it's now in range. So as you see, Virizion just cleans the game. So I'm gonna sack Doublade onto the ice beam and to the art power. Sorry, just shadow sneak for the purpose. Virizion is gonna come, just clean 1 leaf blade, 2 leaf blade. I get a crit, but crit it's 79%. So without the crit, it would have done like 55 or something like this. So too much for Suicune to CM or rest or something. So if they don't get the burn, which they don't do, it's over. So GG, close combat, and that's it. So down goes the last Pokemon of my 7th game. And yeah, so like I said in the beginning of the video, unfortunately we didn't make a playoff. We were just short. In fact, the 5th place was a let's go see for the standings. So as we can see here for the standings, you have my team were the Sinisty Ministry in 5th place. So we had the same record as the Laprases, but the Laprases won their last week as well. So because we were tied with the same amount of points, the differential make that they found that they go to the next step, which is the semifinal. And as I saw, I think that they also won their semifinal game, which put them in final. So congratulations for them. The other semifinal is currently in tiebreak, so we will see how it goes during this week and the final next week. So we also gonna take a look at the Oras standings. So yes, as we can see here, we have the standings of the Horas tier. I was pretty comfortably in first position. I was really happy of how I played that tier. There was a lot of player like going in, going out of that tier. I think that not much people wanted to be slotted in Oras UU, but it went well for me. I'm really happy about how it ended. 6-1 is my biggest record I've ever done in a team tour, and it was UU Snake Draft, so it's not like it's not a small team tour. So it helps me a lot for huge team tournaments that are coming, or Premier League, and also the SCL, so the Smogon Champions League. Even if SCL, so Smogon Champions League, doesn't figure the Oras UU, I think that it helps me for showing that I can give the work. So I can do the work. I can also fit in many tiers. I'm also able to get in my hands a tier that I don't really know in a short time. So it was pretty fun. So thanks once again to my captain, Mens and KM. You were awesome. Thank you for your jobs, and also I wish I can teammate with you in the future. So I'll be living it like that. If you guys really like, please consider just like, or maybe leave a comment. Just tell me if I made some misplays, or if you would have done some things different. It's also nice to be back with you. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video. So take care and goodbye.